So do you remember when I had that meltdown video and I was like basically crying because my IBS was... Yes, the kitchen is disgusting. These counters haven't been changed since the 90s. I don't care, get over it. You know, I had that meltdown about my IBS. Well, I think I've genuinely cured it. Well, I haven't cured it, obviously, because you can't cure it, but I've basically done the next best thing, which is I've tried I'm basically going over everything that I did, which has been really helping me. The first thing you need to know is Psyllium husk. I'm not marketing this brand. In fact, this product was recalled because it was contaminated with something toxic. Maybe I shouldn't be using this, I don't care. So I have, if you don't know, I have IBS-D. There's different types. IBS-C, D, M. C stands for constipation, D is diarrhea, M is mixed. Needless to say, if you don't like talking about poo, then maybe this isn't the video for you. We are having a mature adult conversation about feces. If you can't handle feces, leave. So this is actually made for people who have constipation, but it actually works with diarrhea. I'm going to show you exactly like what this stuff does because it's literally a game changer. So like it's just a powder. It looks like cement, which to be fair, it kind of functions a little bit like cement. I'm literally just going to show you like in the glass with a little bit of water because you only need like a little bit just to show you how it works. It basically gloops up into this like really like sticky substance. Like obviously if you've got diarrhea, it's because there's like too much water pushing everything through your bowel and it's going like too fast, meaning you don't digest everything properly. So what this does is it's a bulking laxative, which means it bulks it all up. So this paste is, can you see it's just like a sticky paste? Like I can hold it upside down and it won't, do you know what I mean? And it's still not even fully mixed. Like I can continue mixing it and making it like even worse. So, and this stuff like it's just like really absorbent. So it basically absorbs all the water and it slows it down. And because it's like sticky, everything just like clumps together. It's amazing. And because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's got like a really slimy texture. Honestly, like you could use it as like lip gloss. It's like really slimy. So like if you're constipated, it also helps things to just move through like consistently. But they do say you've got to drink it with like loads and loads and loads and loads of water, because if you don't drink enough water, obviously it can cause like an obstruction because it's so like sticky. So you literally need to have, like they say, mix this with a huge glass of water and then drink it with another huge glass of water just to make sure it all goes through. In my case, obviously, I have diarrhea, which means I have too much water in my bowels. So I'm not overcompensating for how sticky and dry it is by drinking a shitload of water, because that defeats the whole point. Because when you've got literally like fucking chronic diarrhea, it's actually a good thing to like block me up just a little bit. Obviously it's dangerous if you full on clog yourself, because I did like overtake way too much at one point and I didn't poo for like 2 days. So like obviously you gotta know your limits, but if you can get the right amount compared to the water that you drink, it's definitely game changing. That was just a tester that I did, but I'm doing it properly. The reason why I had to throw that away is because it went too sticky too quickly and I needed to mix it with like a load of water. When I first did it, I had like half a teaspoon twice a day and it made me really gassy. It made me really bloated. I think because it's so fiber, it's just like pure fiber, your body's just getting used to it. So like if you do it, I would say just like start off slowly, but obviously it is just like a, you know, it's just a safe, normal fiber supplement at the end of the day. But I've just learned that I gradually need more over time. Also, they recommend, okay, like on the packaging of this, hang on a minute, let me show you, because I'm just doing this. It's probably pissing you off. Yeah, so I've mixed this with just like loads of water now, so it's drinkable. like it even says on the packaging, like to just have 10 grams a day, which is like 2 teaspoons, like 1 in the morning and evening. I have like severe diarrhea. I'm having more than that. I have like literally up to 35 grams a day, and there's not really like any medical information on it for a dose. And I think the reason why, because like it's just like a food supplement, like it's not that deep. I think in the US you have a popular brand called Metamucilin or something like that, Metamucil. It's like the same thing, but I think because I've got diarrhea, I do need a lot of it to work, and it's just amazing. Yeah, it says you've got to take 10 grams of powder daily mixed with half a litre of water, which is quite a lot. But as I said, because my bowels are like too wet, I just have this little glass, and I do have a little tiny little extra top up just to be safe. And I don't know if this is true, but I heard it like lines your bowels. So it's like, because it's so sticky, it like, because, okay, I don't know if you know, with IBS, your gut bacteria is basically eating the lining of your stomach wall. That's what I think the experts believe is happening. So that's why you often get a lot of the symptoms, because your literal gut like wall, the lining, is getting damaged. So apparently this psyllium husk actually just kind of helps to keep the lining intact, because it's adding like a protective layer over it or something. I just have like nothing but positive things to say about it. It was only the time when I literally accidentally took too much and I didn't poo for like 2 days, and when my poo came out, it was like really fucking hard. And it was pretty gross. So I think you've just got to like start off really small, gradually build it up, like how many, depending on like how many times per day, how much day, and just see how it goes. So the next thing we are talking about is Simprove. This is not an ad, this is not sponsored. So I was really, if you don't know, Simprove is a probiotic drink. This is what it looks like. It's just a drink, you drink it from the cap, and they say that you're supposed to drink a shot in the morning and then wait 10 minutes before you eat or drink anything else, just to make sure it works. Now, I was really skeptical because on the Simprove website, it makes 0 health claims. It makes no health claims about anything. So I thought, if you can't prove health claims, then what the fuck are you actually doing? All I can see in the ingredients is that it contains 185 milligrams of vitamin C, which I guess is the benefit of it. And it contains some bacteria, live bacteria cultures, L. rhamnosus. I can't read this. So like I was skeptical at first because my GP first recommended it to me. And you know, guys, in the UK, healthcare is like free. We're not living in a third world country like the US, so like we don't have these problems. So I first thought if my GP recommended it, maybe it would work. It's not available on the NHS. It's not free because the NHS doesn't really do anything about IBS unless it gets like really fucking severe that you're dying. I had to buy this with my own money, although she did say that she was able to get me like a free sample supply with a code. I was just skeptical to use the code because if she was making a commission from that, then it would be kind of biased. So I didn't want to do that. So I decided to just to buy it with my own money instead of using the free sample. I've been taking it for about maybe a month now. They say you need to take it for 12 weeks. So really I need to be taking it for another 2 months to see the full effects. I haven't noticed any specific effects resulting from this. I feel like it's just a combination of this, the psyllium husk, and other things that I'm doing to help my IBS. Maybe it's just like all of it working together, but it did say it takes 12 weeks, so I won't really maybe know an answer until then. Also, something I have been doing, which I've been thinking about, I do have a coffee every morning. Is the hot water from the coffee like disturbing, do you know what I mean? Like disturbing, like killing it or something, because it's like a hot drink. So I think I might experiment with not having a coffee in the morning, because I normally wait 10 minutes and have a coffee, but instead maybe I should just not have the coffee in the morning and wait until like 11 or 12 o'clock before having one. Maybe that will make a difference. I did find one study online which found it was effective for IBS, but this study was paid for by Simprove, meaning that it's incredibly biased. And if a study claims to be paid for by the company that the product they're testing, then in my personal opinion, you should never trust it because it's not an independent. I have learned from my psychology degree, you do not trust research unless it's fully independent. So I'm not trusting it. So I can't say right now I recommend this, go out and buy it. I do have an affiliate link where you get money off and I make a commission, but I'm not giving you that affiliate link. Oh, I'm not giving you that affiliate link because I want you to know this is not like an ad. And I can't say I recommend it because I just haven't used it for the full course yet. When I have, I will recommend it to you, or I will tell you it's shit, either way. Something that I have learned from my IBS journey. Now, I tried the low FODMAP diet, which is like a special diet where you reduce your intake of random foods like gluten, dairy, certain fruits and vegetables, no alcohol, no like fatty foods, like fast foods, etc. Loads of random things. And this diet is supposed to help you identify what causes IBS symptoms. The reason why I'm so skeptical of this, the diet didn't work for me, firstly, I just want to say. It worked mildly, like it did have a minor effect, but like the impact on my fucking diet with how strict I had to be, like I honestly had to search through like 3 different supermarkets just to find cereal for breakfast. Like the fucking impact it has in your life is just ridiculous. So no, I'm not doing the low FODMAP diet. I think it's silly and it addresses the symptoms, but I feel like it doesn't address the cause. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I can avoid foods that disturb my gut, but it doesn't actually heal. I'm not healing my gut. Do you know what I mean? I'm just avoiding the things that disturb it. So I wasn't a fan of the low FODMAP diet. That's not for me. Although I do still eat low FODMAP foods. For example, just like I've just got my wheat-free bread here. And I find because it's like, I don't want to touch it with my bare hands, but I find a lot of like the wheat-free breads, for example, they're really hard. Like it's like you're biting into a fucking brick, which sounds horrible. But when you get used to the taste, it's like, I think because it's so just like drying and absorbing, like I think it just goes smoothly through your gut because of the ingredients. So I do normally like to use this, and then maybe I'll get a sourdough from my local bakery as a treat. Same with dairy. Like I do have my lactose-free cow's milk from M&S because, you know, I'm a far-right conservative. Also, like something about, okay, the low FODMAP diet, which pisses me off, the low FODMAP diet does not account for everything. Like they say oats, okay. When you start low FODMAP, you all know, they're like oats, have lots of oats porridge for breakfast, blah, 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 because it's calming. When I was on the low FODMAP diet, I was eating oats every day and my fucking symptoms got worse. My diarrhea got worse. And I was like, why is it getting worse? I'm on this diet to make it better. Anyway, I stopped eating oats and it went away. This one food they say is supposed to help everyone with IBS because it's calming with your gut. It made it fucking worse. And I've realized that like oats are a huge trigger for me. This is another thing about the low FODMAP diet. It doesn't actually tell you exactly what's triggering you. Even water can be a trigger. Honestly, I've drank like a glass of water before and had like diarrhea almost straight away. Even water can be a fucking trigger with IBS. So the low FODMAP diet is a great place to start in terms of getting you used to understanding what foods can ferment in your gut and be that trigger. And I think it's important to give it a go if you do have IBS. And sometimes now, like if my symptoms are really bad, I will switch to a fully FODMAP-free diet for just like a week or just a few days, just to help calm things down temporarily. I did learn from the low FODMAP diet as well that fructose was a big issue. And also like celery, there's like a compound in celery that's also in other random vegetables, which fucks me over. Another thing about the low FODMAP diet, like it's so stupid. Like it said, for example, dragon fruit, for example, is perfectly fine on a low FODMAP diet. So I had dragon fruit, then I had chronic diarrhea, then I Googled it. Apparently it has a laxative effect. So it's actually not, it doesn't technically contain the FODMAPs, but it doesn't help. This is why I just think the low FODMAP diet is so underdeveloped. It doesn't work properly in my opinion. It needs a huge overhaul. Another thing that I tried that you guys, I feel like a lot of people don't take this seriously, but you need to try, and that's is meditation. I feel like when it comes to mindfulness, meditation, this kind of stuff, a lot of people are quite dismissive of it because you don't really think like, well, how can that help your gut? It literally, honestly, if you have like the most severe IBS like blowout, like a literal fucking, like your asshole is on fire, this is what I'm trying to say. If you're like this, genuinely, okay, go on YouTube and literally just type in IBS meditation, IBS gut hypnotherapy meditation. It truly works. It's absolutely insane. Like if I'm bloated and I have a lot of pain, I do this meditation and then like 30 minutes later, I feel like maybe like a good 70% reduction in my symptoms just because I did it. So I downloaded this app. I can't remember the name because I'm recording this video on my phone. I can't show you. So I will just like pop it on the video. Again, not sponsored, but I use this app and it contains like different hypnotherapy courses. I think she's a very good like YouTuber. She uploads a lot of free hypnotherapy YouTube videos. So I've been doing these every single day for like about a month now, and I definitely feel like that helps as well, because they say IBS is like a gut-brain axis disease or syndrome. So the experts don't know if stress causes IBS or IBS causes stress, but they kind of think it's a little bit of both. And, you know, people who have like anxiety problems or mental health disorders are actually much more likely than anyone else to have IBS. So like right now I'm not anxious, but my brain I think naturally has more cortisol, the stress hormone, than the average person does. So even though I'm not stressed, if you were to do a test, I probably still have like higher cortisol than average, just because I think genetically I'm built that way. I'm built an emotional like wreck. This is just how I am. So I think it just helps to calm things down and activate the vagus nerve. I also got therapy actually to help with like both IBS and OCD, but it did help with IBS as well. I basically attacked IBS from all angles, and this is what I think, like, you can't just do one thing. I suppose it's nice to try one thing at a time as like a little experiment, but really I think you've just got to do all the things at once. Like, you just got to get it all done, guys. If you've got the IBS, give the low FODMAP diet a go. I just want to say I'm not a medical professional, so they say before you do the low FODMAP diet you must seek help from a GP. So speak to your GP before you do any kind of treatment for IBS. Get professional medical advice, because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just giving you my personal thing of what helped for me. Doing the low FODMAP diet, which I did do with a dietitian, I spoke to my GP and I got blood. This is really important actually, to get the blood tests done so you actually know that it's not something else, because IBS is an exclusion, or I can't say the word, exclusionary medical term. What that means is IBS is technically not real and they don't know what it is. So in order to diagnose you with IBS, they first have to rule out other things like irritable bowel disease or bowel cancer or other things like that. So you have to get these tests done first before you do anything, okay? As I said before, Psyllium husk worked for me, and it's just a harmless food supplement as long as you drink it with enough water. You could try Simprove, or not just Simprove, literally any probiotic. One thing I will say, make sure it says on the packaging that it's proven to survive in the gut, because I heard that a lot of probiotics, they don't necessarily survive in time to reach your gut. So you've got to make sure you find one that says it's proven to reach your gut survived. And also like meditation, mindfulness stuff, it does make a huge difference. Genuinely, I feel absolutely like just fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie, last year I wasn't like I feel like I was in a bit of a rut and I was a lot more anxious than usual. I feel like when it comes to anxiety, God, I really want my eye bags removed. When it comes to anxiety, I just feel like there's a moment where you just have like a switch and all your anxiety just fucking disappears instantly, and it's like you don't give a fuck anymore. It's like you reach a point where you realize, oh, I don't actually have to be anxious anymore, whatever. And I feel like I've had that switch and it's just been absolutely great. It wasn't miraculous. I had to do a lot of, like I told you guys before, I did therapy. For me, like with anxiety, I just feel like you guys need to do exposure therapy. Like the only way you get over a fear is if you face it, whatever that fear is. And like before you face it, you're like, I cannot face this, because you think you're at breaking point. And then you face it and it's like, oh, it's not that deep, who cares? And like you just get over it. In terms of like life in general, my lower back pain is getting better because I've been volunteering at a charity shop, which is actually really fun. I hated working in retail when I was younger, like, because it's just like a chill vibe. Like, it's not like you have to arrive at a set time. Like, I can just kind of turn up around lunchtime and it's fine. If I don't want to do something, like, I just don't do it. Because it's volunteering, there's like no expectations. And because there's like no expectations, it means like you're happy to do it. Like when I worked in retail, when I was like so busy on on my fetal day and my manager was like, clean this up, do this, do that, I just felt like, I don't, like, fuck you, I don't want to fucking do it. But when you're volunteering, because it's like there's no obligation, it feels chill, it's like, I'm just going to do it. Like, it truly does make a difference. Like, when you have that, like, kind of more supportive culture, less pressure, it makes you more open to just being able to do things. It makes you feel like I'm more than happy to help and do this, which is lovely. And obviously I'm meeting people because being a YouTuber, I mentioned in my last video, is quite lonely. So I get more social interaction in my day. I'm filling up my sim social need. The woohoo need, that hasn't been filled. Not that I know anything about getting filled as a verse top. It's also helping with my back pain being on my feet all day. Like, sitting down all day is so bad for my lower back pain. Ever since I started standing up more, it's done a great job. I also got, you know, those kneeling stools? This is my kneeling stool. I'm struggling to get on it properly. I always forget how to sit on it. So it's like this. So you can't, like, sit like this. It just doesn't work. You have to, like, push your bum out. You rest your knees on the thing. So when you rest your knees, it takes less, like on your bum on a normal chair. Like, if you're just sitting on a normal chair, obviously your bum is taking all of the weight. But when you're on this, your, like, legs and knees take some of the weight and it forces you to sit up straight. And my back is absolutely killing me. Obviously, it's a good thing because my back muscles are strengthening. It's just like, it does make me want to, like, slouch. Obviously, slouching hurts my lower back, so I have to, like, kind of adjust and sit like this. But really, I think it's just better to stand up, because when you stand up, it does relieve a lot of the pain. So that is something that I can't recommend enough. Also, I'm exercising a lot more at the gym. I'm going running. Like, I just want to say I'm in a positive space. If you're not in a positive space like me, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck over yourself. Being a whiny bitch is not resolving your problems. If you have a problem and you complain about it, you're not upset. You're not actually upset by the problem, okay? What you're upset by is your inability to find a solution. What you need to do is find a solution. You could approach one solution and it not work, like I did with my IBS and the FODMAP diet, it didn't work. Okay, let's try Psyllium husk, let's try probiotic, let's try meditation, let's try exercise, blah, blah, blah. You've just got to, like, try loads of different solutions, try them all at the same time, see what sticks, see what works. Follow through with it, and then your problem is gone. You do not resolve your problems by ignoring them. Shut the fuck up, stop being a whiny, bratty bitch. You're not getting over your problems by doing fuck all. So if you want to be happy like me, then stop ignoring your problems. Face your problems head first. Shove your problems up your asshole. This is the only way that you're going to resolve them. Anyway, I am going to go to the gym and record a YouTube video, so I'm leaving you there. Bye-bye.